What's good, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the SooSooToys Green Shuriken Warrior. We are back, guys. What is going on? Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you've all been starting off your new year in a great way, nice epic way. I looked back actually at the Black Ava Warrior video just to see if I needed to do part two, or like where I needed to like where I left off in part one so that I could do a part two. And I realized that I actually did get to like pretty much all the size comparisons in part one. So there really was no need for me to do a part two. I think I was just trying to show like some style poses that him and the White Ranger could do towards the end there. But again, I'll just do that in like, you know, shorts and things that I upload so that you guys can get like a little taste of that. But as far as the review, you know, everything that needed to be seen was seen. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move along here to our next 1/6 scale figure by SooSoo, which is of course the Green Shuriken Warrior, aka the Green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Storm, or I'm not exactly sure what they call him in Hurricaneer, but this is from, of course, the Japanese Sentai Hurricaneer. So there is that. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get into this one. I got this one off of Tokullectibles, which is one of the sites that I mentioned when I was talking about like the pre-orders for these guys. Never used them before, so you know everything turned out good. Thankfully, you know he came to me pretty quickly. I actually had tried to order it off of eBay originally, but my order got canceled. And so yeah, I was like waiting for it, and I was like, dang, where is it? And so I like checked one day to see, like check like the tracking on it, and it said that the order had gotten canceled, and I didn't even know. I'm sure they probably sent like a notification to my email, but you know, I guess I missed it or whatever. So for whatever reason, I didn't know that it wasn't coming to me, and I was like, oh man. So I had to, you know, start looking at some other sites, and Tokullectibles was one of the only sites that seemed to like still kind of have it in stock for like a, you know, pretty fair price, like around the same as like retail. So I was like, you know what? Let me try Tokullectibles out. I think I did do some research to see like how legit they were, and you know, they seemed to check out. So he has arrived, and we are going to get into him today. And you'll notice that there is this outer layer of like, you know, packaging around the box, which wasn't seen on the other two reviews, you know, the other boxes that I did for black and white. This is what, you know, all the boxes come in, just so you know. There's like this clear, you know, plastic wrapping around the box, and it just says like SooSooToys all over it in blue. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of show that off in this video so you guys know what to expect when you get your package. But anyways, we're gonna rip that right off, or you know, tear right into it and get straight to the box so we can get to the magnificent figure inside. Let's do it, let's do it. All right. So I put that aside, and here is the box. Booyah! Nice, beautiful green box. Again, showing that nice visor of the Ranger on the front of the box, nice and big. And we got Green Shuriken Warrior, SST 063A, 1/6 scale collectible figure. So this guy was the, you know, technically, he was the last to get released, but he was A out of, you know, ABCD. He was the A in the the first four Ranger figures by SooSoo to get released. So yeah, this is our last one. I didn't unfortunately get my hands on Zeo Gold. I never really had like a desire to order that one in the first place, just because I'm not like a huge fan of the Zeo Gold design. I know a lot of people like really like that design. You know, he's a very cool Special Ranger. And I do like the outfit. It just never was one that like really stuck out to me as like a favorite. But maybe you know, one of these days I'll get my hand on one of those and I'll drop a review, of course, on the channel. But as for now, I just wanted, you know, these three for sure, because I really do mess with these three designs heavy. Obviously the White Ranger, Operate Killer Right, and then Dino Thunder Black, and you know, Samurai or Ninja Storm rather, Green Ranger, the Samurai Power, not to be confused with the Green Samurai Ranger from Power Ranger Samurai. All right, so there is that. But yeah, we got a nice picture of the visor on the side of the box, or sorry, front of the box. The side of the box, we have some nice gold, you know, patterning. It's basically like one side of his armor. So you can see like that triangle. That's kind of like where his chest would be, and then you know, you have like the armor like of his vest on one side right there. Coming around to the back, we have that same old warning. If you want to, you know, go ahead and read that, go ahead and pause it now if you want to read through all that. But I've already covered it pretty much in 2 other videos, so we're not going to go through that again. And then on the other side, we have the other side of his armor, of course. Top of the box, we got Green Shuriken Warrior again, and all that stuff. You know, SST063, all that stuff. That was on the front of the box. We got that up top, and then bottom of the box, same thing. Boom. All right, so let's get to it without further ado and crack this bad boy open. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, slip off the slip case as usual. Slide that right off. Wow, look at that slip cover, man. That is a really, I think this is my first time actually seeing the slip cover for this guy, because I tried to stay away from other people's reviews, so this could be authentic experience for us. But yeah, let's take a look at this very badass slip cover up here. So here we go. Boom. Ninja Storm Green, or the Shuriken Warrior. Very, very nice background. I like that a lot. At some point, I'm definitely going to try to use the backdrops for these guys when I do my display. But that is so clean. That's fire. Look how the fire is even green. Like, that is crazy. You can see he's holding his samurai amulet. Got the you know, the samurai sword in his hand. Fire. Super fire backdrop right there. So put this back down here. All right. Let's go ahead and get this slip cover off. Nice and easy. Easy does it. Put this to the side. All right, and there he is laid out with all his accessories. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. Give you guys that nice top view once again. Booyah! Look what we're working with, man. Awesome, awesome. So hopefully you'll notice right away that we do have an extra head right here. We have an alternate head because he does convert into Super Samurai mode. So this armor, the chest, you know, the vest armor, excuse me, the vest armor is in fact removable, and this is the only 6 scale, you know, Ranger figure that they've released thus far that has that option. So this is gonna be really, really cool. So I'm gonna do my best to show off that feature in this review. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's start taking stuff out and see what we got. See what we working with. So let's get some. Let's get it out here. Here we go. So I'm gonna take off top case here. He's looking very, very nice through this clear plastic window. All right, here we go. Come on out there. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna take it out of the other cover. This will be a little bit easier. Oh, okay, I was wondering why I was having such a hard time taking this off. I forgot they do put a little tape here on the side, so move that, and that should come off a lot easier from now on. All right, so put that back in the box. I'm just gonna leave this back here. Turn this tray this way. Get this tape off of my finger. There we go. All right, let's pull this bad boy out of here. Removing some plastic. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, he looks very, very nice right off the bat. So I'm taking the plastic off the head here. Let's get the plastic off of his arms. Try to pull. Oh, you guys couldn't even see, my bad. None of that was even in the shot. My fault, y'all. It's always a little bit harder, you know, working with these 6 scale figures being so big. Trying to get them in the shot here. But yeah, I'm basically just pulling the plastic off of his extremities right now, his limbs. So I'm pull this one off of his arm, off camera real quick. And there always tends to be like one arm that's more difficult than the other to get the plastic off for whatever reason. All right, there we go. See? Yeah, for some reason, like his left arm was a little bit tougher to get the plastic off. But anyways, here we go. Now we're gonna get it off of his legs. Come on off of there, you. And unfortunately, I don't have my scissors to help me this time. I've seemed to misplace my normal pair of scissors, so I gotta kind of just rip through this with manpower. But here we go. Moving some of that plastic again. Come on off of there, you. You here? All right, here we go. It's coming off. Oh wow, took his whole leg off. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna have to put his leg back on and his foot. His whole shin came off. Oh man, all right, let me slide that back in. Sorry guys, technical difficulties here. Gotta move this fabric down a little bit so that I can pop his foot back on before I get him back on camera here. Let's see. See if I can pop it in this way. Oh, forgot his boot, no wonder. I was wondering why this wasn't working. Put the boot on first, so that should help. Okay. Let's see if I can pop this back in now. Oh man, okay, I see what I gotta do. Sorry guys, bear with me for just a second here. It's a little bit tricky just because the fabric comes down so far. Kind of blocks the connection point. Experiencing technical difficulties, but should be able to work this out. This fabric is having a tough time kind of going over the skeleton of his leg here. Oh man. Okay. See, if I had scissors, this wouldn't have happened. But anyways, see if I can pop that. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're getting there. My bad, guys. It's always something, ain't it? During these reviews. Okay, let me just get his boot back on here. And now I can pop his leg back in. Or sorry, his foot, rather. Come on, get in there, you. Okay, there we go. I think I got it in there. So realign that, readjust the foot a little bit. Pop it in there, good. Okay, there we go. Make sure it's nice and tight. All right. So with this other leg, to make it easier on myself, because that took way too long, I'm going to try to puncture the plastic a little bit here. With this pin I have, or pencil. Honestly, I don't feel like they even need all of this plastic that they put on their arms and legs. It's kind of extra, but it is what it is. I'm sure they're trying to help protect the figure, so I can appreciate that. It's just a little cumbersome to deal with. Come on off there, you. Okay, there we go. Trying to make sure his other boot doesn't come off. Why Why so much plastic, so why? Okay, there we go, finally. Alright, so all the plastic has finally been removed from our boy. Alright, trying to make sure his ball ankles are still tight and intact. But here we go. Wow, he actually has a lot of wrinkling in his boots. I feel like he has a lot more wrinkling than the other two. Just something to note right off the bat. But anyways, let's see if I can get him standing here. Boom, here we have our Green Shuriken Warrior. Wow, 15 minutes. That actually took me that long just to get all that plastic off of him. But yeah, here we go. Here is our Green Shuriken Warrior, or Ninja Storm Green Ranger. So booyah. Whoa, camera's falling, my bad. Okay, put that back. If I can back this up a little bit, and that should work a lot better. All right, there he is. So we see him in frame, and he looks very, very nice, as you can see. Here's a nice side view of our boy. Adjust that a little bit. Camera up a bit. There we go. Here is how he looks from the back. Very, very nicely detailed all the way through. I like the color of green that they used. Again, it is, I think, a little more akin to that Sentai suit. So I think SooSoo tries to base their, as far as like the fabric of their suits and like the aesthetic of it, I think they definitely go a little bit more off of the Sentai look, which usually has like a more kind of reflective, look to it. They're usually not so like matte in color. They have like a lot more reflectivity. And sometimes the saturation even of the color is like slightly like toned down compared to like the American suits that get used in Power Rangers. But I really do like the look of the green fabric of this suit. And the armor is in a very beautiful gold, very show accurate, as well as the helmet and all of the cuff parts like on the boots and around his wrists. Very, very nice. Look at that detail. You can see like the chest underneath is done in a very nice printed gold, it's printed gold right on top of the fabric, which looks really, really good. The armor, very, very nice. Even got the gold collar in there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Gotta kind of tilt him this way a little bit, but yeah, he's got the gold going around the collar. Nice white for the, the neck. Very, very nice. And then the visor itself looks very, very nice and clean, very crisp paint job there with the gold for like the star type of symbol coming all the way around to the side there with a little circle, and then coming to the back with that kind of like flame, which in the show this would rotate when he goes into Super Samurai mode and come around to the front, and then obviously this would come to the back. But that is very, very cool. And so since they couldn't do that for the figure itself, it's nice that we get a alternate head so that we can actually switch that out and see him in Super Samurai mode. So before we get to that, before I show that off real quick, I'm going to show you all of the accessories, of course, and then we will try to see if we can figure out how to get him into Super Samurai mode. So first up, we have his weapon, the samurai sword. I don't know if there's like a specific name for this sword. I want to say in Ninja Storm he just calls this like samurai sword. I don't know if there was like another specific name to it. I definitely don't know the name for it in the Sentai, the Hurricaneer. I'm pretty sure in the Sentai there is a specific name for this weapon. I just don't know it. Because I know in the Sentai he also kind of uses it like a baseball bat when it's sheathed, like when he puts it back into the sheath, he kind of uses it as like a bat, like a club or whatever. But yeah, look at the detail, like even on the handle. I never noticed all the details on the handle right here actually. I don't know if this actually translates to the American Power Rangers, but at least on this figure, I guess this is again based off of the Sentai more. You can see like these little like triangle buttons on the side up here. I'm guessing those do something in the show. And then all these like little silver lines and stuff. I never noticed all of this detail when watching Ninja Storm. So I wonder if like maybe they changed the design between the Sentai and the Power Rangers Ninja Storm. But that's crazy. and then you got a very nice, crisp, clean black line down the middle of the handle here, and then the gold kind of outlining that black. Very, very nice, man. Look at that. Nice gold like star handle, like a four pronged handle right there, or start of the hilt, and then boom, and you have the actual blade itself, which is done very, very beautifully. Nice silver reflective paint, metallic silver, and then you've got the gold right there and the X green kind of outlining that whole like point, going all the way about like midway up the blade, maybe a little more. But that is just beautiful, beautiful paint job all the way around, man, front to back. That is so clean. That is a beautiful sword. Love it. Absolutely love that. So let's put that to the side for now. Up next, we have his awesome... Actually, you know what? First, I'll show off this. So yeah, again, just to prove that this is based off of the Sentai version, we have this kind of like baseball, I guess, that he uses as a weapon. I wonder if the character that played the Green Ranger in the Sentai was like a baseball player or something, maybe. I don't know, but I know like he does use a baseball and uses his like sheath as like a bat sometimes. So we get this yellow baseball, which is done very, very nicely. You can see like the stitching and everything in there, and the ball right there with the black lines, all the stitching kind of like surrounding it, and it's done in a very nice yellow color here. Nice kind of matte yellow, but yeah, it looks really, really good. Very dope, nicely detailed. Very, very nice, man. I'm trying to look at it up close to see if there's any extra details, any like shading or anything. I wouldn't say they necessarily shaded it, but it's, if you look at it up close, you can kind of see like there's like just like the slightest hint of like black, like little spots or whatever, kind of like in between the yellow, between like the yellow and like where the stitches are. So it kind of looks like a little bit like dirty or weathered, like he's like used it outside. But I do like that. I don't know if it's picking up so much on camera, if you guys will be able to make that out, but it does have like a kind of nice weathering effect to it in certain spots. So that is really nice. So we get that baseball, and then of course we get the samurai amulet, which I'm sure has a different name in the Sentai, but in Ninja Storm he calls it the samurai amulet. And this was like attached to like a necklace that he got from, I think it was his mom, right? Yeah, his mom. And then like in that episode where he kind of like goes back in time and gets the amulet or whatever to prevent Lothar from getting it. But yeah, this was really, really cool. Look how nicely detailed that is. Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. All the way down to like the symbol in the middle, that star symbol. Very, very nice, man. Like how they were able to get something that small so clean is amazing to me. And like even though this is in 6 scale, like that is like a pretty small thing to paint. So whether they did that digitally or like if this is like a hand painted thing, then that is amazing, because that is just so crisp and clean. Like the line work is crazy in there. Even like all the little gold that kind of surrounds this part almost looks like a turbine, because this kind of like spins. At least in Ninja Storm when he's like morphing. But yeah, very, very nice. You can see we got like the silver and then the gold kind of like outlining. This almost reminds me of like a pumpkin bomb from the Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs from Spider-Man, like the Tobey Maguire movies. Kind of has like a similar shape and design, even though those are like kind of like orange or whatever, but still, this definitely kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, very, very nicely done. And then the black lines up top. Look at all that detail, the gold. Very, very beautifully done. So yep, there is the samurai amulet. And then next up we have an alternate belt. So I didn't know his belt would change. Oh yeah, okay, I guess it makes sense now that I'm looking at the figure, because the figure is in like a gold armor. So they do give us a extra belt to swap out for when he goes into Super Samurai mode, because the way that he is right now, the armor is the belt is kind of like laying under the armor, and then like the center piece is kind of like a part of that vest, so I guess it comes off too. So they give you an extra belt to swap out for when you want him to go into Super Samurai mode. And this is very nicely done. Nice kind of thin, not cloth, but some kind of material, black material, and then you have the gold right there for the center of the belt. and a nice X right there, so you can fasten it around his waist. So that looks really, really good. Put that to the side. Next up, we have some alternate hands. So we have this kind of open hand right here, open kind of style posed hand, which is done in a very nice matte white color for the glove. And then you can see the inner lining of like the stitching in between the glove, which is done very nicely. And of course we get the green kind of square on the top of the hand right there. That all looks really good, and it's done in like a nice matte green, not too glossy or reflective, but it still looks very nice. So we get two of those, two kind of action style posed hands. And then after that we get this one, which is kind of like, I guess, like a ninja style posed hand. Definitely something you would see like in Ninja Storm. But yeah, you can see like he's curling the index, or sorry, the ring finger and the pinky down, and then the thumb kind of like going over it, and then the other two fingers sticking up to get that cool ninja pose. Again, done in the very nice white, very nicely sculpted and detailed, all the wrinkles in the glove. And then you have that nice matte green square on the back, which looks excellent. So putting that back, our next pair of hands, we have a weapon holding hand, or two weapon holding hands, I should say. Again, done in very nice white. Paint job looks very clean, all around very, very nice. The wrinkles and everything look very, very good. And again, some of that matte green square on the top of the hand. So that looks good all the way around. I don't see any paint issues. Very, very nice. So we put that back. And then I think this is our last set of hands. We have the fist hands. So these are fully closed fists, very similar to the weapon holding ones, but of course, you know, more clinched. And yeah, they look really, really good. Again, very, very nice sculpting for those wrinkles and things in the gloves to give it some texture. The line work is very crisp. Even right there, you can see it going across like the knuckles right there. That's really, really nice. Nicely done. A little bit of a white speck right here on the green on top of his fist, but not too bad. Very, very minor paint mishap there. But overall, very, very clean job. Very impressed with it. So boom. And that is our last set of hands. And then we have the alternate head. So let's go ahead and get that out of the plastic that it's wrapped in. So pull this out. Booyah. So this comes in like a nice little plastic bag, but we have the alternate head, which of course is this when he goes into Super Samurai mode. So again, like that top part of the visor kind of spins around in the show, and then the flame part that's usually in the back comes to the front, and then we still get like that nice, you know, white kind of, I always say it's like a smile. It looks like the helmet is smiling, like a smiling ninja or whatever, but we get that still in the front. And now we have this part that was originally in the front in the back. So there you go. So a very nice kind of juxtaposition of the original design of the helmet flipped around, and now he almost looks like an entirely different character. So that is really, really cool. And the paint is very, very clean on this one as well. It looks just like the one that came on him in the package as far as like the cleanliness of the paint. Aesthetic looks very, very good. I even like how they got like the kind of orangish color in the in this part of the helmet. Like right there, you can see they did like maybe like an orange dry brush or something right there to kind of give it some extra depth, which is show accurate as far as I can remember. Kind of makes that you know, recessed part stand out a little bit more. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful design for this alternate helmet. Super Samurai mode. All right, and let's see. As far as accessories, I think the last thing we get is this right here, which is of course the sheath, or the baseball bat as he uses it in the Sentai. But yeah, this is where he can sheath his sword into. Hangs down at his side on his left leg. And yeah, so you got like the hole right here, so it's gonna plug in from this side up top, and then at the bottom, just so that way you don't confuse, you know, what side to put it in. It's not like you can put it in from both ends, because this one is blocked off with the gold kind of plating at the bottom. But you can see there, just basically a nice long like black tube. It's got some sculpted lines towards the bottom, and then you have a green trim going around here, and some more like green up top. So not a whole lot to that, but it still looks very, very nice. And that's what he's going to use to holster his sword. So very nice. And of course, the last thing that it comes with is the base. The SooSooToys base that we've seen plenty of times now. You can see it's wrapped in the plastic. I'm not even going to take it out of the plastic, bother, with that, but you guys have seen it before. I'm pretty sure this hole is again going to be too small for the actual rod that comes with the stand. So you'd probably have to like Dremel out a little bit more to get it to fit. But yeah, this is like a clear acrylic stand, so you can take off like this top part, and it does reveal like a clear stand underneath that you can use if you so choose for your figure. So I'm gonna put that aside, or actually put it back in the box. But yeah, this is like the clear rod that you can, the little crotch grabber stand that you can plug into the base and use that if you want to display it that way. Put that back in the box. Put the stand back in the box. And let's go ahead and see. I guess first thing we'll do is play and display. So we're going to check out articulation, and then after that we'll see if we can get him into Super Samurai mode. So let's do it. Let's see what he can do. So as far as articulation goes, starting again with the head, he can look up. The neck and the head move up, allowing him to look up about that far, which looks really, really good. That's a really nice look up. Here's our side view. So he gets a lot of good range going backwards to look high, and then as far as looking down, he can go that far, which is again really, really good. Basically tuck his chin down to his chest. He's looking down really, really nicely. Coming back up, we have some good, let's see, here we go. Got some rotation to the side to side, full rotation. The neck will kind of turn with it at some points. And let's see if we can do, we should be able to do pretty much like a 360. All right, so I'm not gonna turn it all the way around, but he should be able to pretty much get a 360 range in the head. All right, so I'm trying to align. I'm gonna try to keep that Adam's apple lined up in the center for his neck. So turn the neck just a little bit here and realign it with the head, just so we can have the best aesthetic. All right, and then coming to the arms, you can raise up and out to the side about that far before it stops and kind of hits the armor. So he's able to get at least a nice T-pose out to the side. All the way out to the side, he's able to get his arms basically in a straight line, so that's good. Coming back down to his sides. As far as coming forward, let's see. Usually you have to, one thing I've noticed about the SooSoo figures is you kind of have to like play with it to get the arm to come, all the way up and forward. Sometimes you have to like twist it a little bit, make it go out at an angle, but eventually you should be able to get it to come mostly straight forward. Even though this guy is going to be kind of hindered quite a bit because his armor does come like pretty far over his shoulder and biceps, so it's going to kind of stop that lateral movement early on. It's going to stop him from kind of swinging his arm forward so much. You can see it's already hitting the bicep right there. So that's about as far as you can get to go straight forward. Let's see, moving backwards, can go about that far. It is again going to run into the armor a bit there. So it's going to be a little bit, this guy's going to be a little more limited for sure compared to, Tommy and Trent, because Trent's armor doesn't go quite so, in front of like his shoulder right here. He has a little more wiggle room compared to this guy. But let's see, he does kind of have like a butterfly joint inside, so you can kind of use that. Again, you're not going to get the most range out of that because of the armor, but you can move it front to back a little bit like that. And then you do have a built-in bicep swivel in there. So the bicep does swivel to get some twist in there, and then you should have a double jointed elbow that lets him get a very nice amount of range and bend in the elbow. So very nice, 2 points of articulation there. And then we have, let's see, seems like the cuff is attached to the arm, so it's not gonna really rotate independently, but let's see, at the hands, you do have a They are like on a ball peg, just like all the other figures, so you can swivel the hand 360, and just the slightest play of like up and down movement, and a little bit in and out as well. Not nearly as much as like an SH Figure Arts or anything like that, but there is like a very, very slight bit of play on the ball peg, in and out, and or side to side and up and down. So you have that. Coming to the torso, let's see here. He might be a little limited just because of the armor. The armor's on him right now, but let's see. So as far as like bending forward, he can go about that far. You can see like the lower part of his armor is kind of like tucking in, and it is kind of like hitting his waist. So you probably want to be careful of that. You probably don't want to force it. You don't want to damage like the armor or anything. You don't want to bend it too far. But he is able to at least get that going forward, even with the armor on, and I'd say that's pretty good for an armored figure. And then going back, let's see, kind of leaning back, he gets about that much, which isn't too bad. Not too bad, again, for an armored figure, because again, his armor goes like all the way down basically to like his waist from front to back, so he's not going to have the most range, but I think that's still pretty good for having armor on. And then of course he should get some twists. Yeah, he's got like a mild amount of twist, just like the other figures. They don't twist all that much side to side, but he does have like a little bit of twist, so that will help with some posing options. And then as far as like leaning side to side, he does get a little bit of lean in there, just the slightest amount of lean to each side, so that's good. He's got some range when it comes to leaning, just a little bit, so that'll help. And then when we come to the legs, he's able to kick up about that far. So just like the other figures, he gets about a perfect 90 going all the way forward. Coming back, he gets about that much before it runs into the sculpt. So again, about the same as like a Hasbro figure. So it's like a hard skeleton underneath, so he's not going to really be able to push back, farther than that, but that's okay. And then we have a built-in thigh swivel, so he is able to kind of like rotate. Not even really a thigh swivel, it's more of like a leg swivel, because it does rotate the entire leg, but he is able to kind of rotate in and out about that much. You can see the fabric obviously kind of stretches around that. And then coming down to the knees, should have double jointed knees, so he's able to bend and get his foot back and up all the way about that much to like his lower back, which is really, really good. That's nice flexible range. Coming back down, the boots are a separate piece, just like the other two figures, so they do kind of rotate independently from the rest of the leg. And then you have his feet, which are on the ball joints, so they're able to kind of swivel up. I don't want to push it too much, but they're able to kind of kick up about that much. And you can see this one is like pretty gappy in the back. I'm not sure, maybe I'll be able to fix that later if I can like kind of push the boots down more. But one thing I noticed out of the package is that in the back he's kind of more gappy than the other two, so hopefully I can fix that. Let's see, because this foot might not even be on all the way now that I think about it. But yeah, he's able to get his foot down about that much, hinge down, hinge the foot that way, and then he does of course have a little bit of ankle rocker, ankle pivot in there, side to side swivel, right? And then of course we also get some rotation of the entire foot side to side on that ball like that. So that is really nice. And then you can see the bottom of his boots are again in that nice black, clean black color. And then you have like the lines, the sculpted lines up top towards the sole of the foot. So that's really, really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far, let's do out to the side. Can't forget out to the side for the legs. So let's see, can he do a nice ninja splits? Let's see. Get those arms out the way. Yeah, you hear like a little bit of a click. There might be like some ratchets in there, but if you really push it, yeah, he should be able to get a pretty nice, pretty decent splits. Booyah, look at that. Very, very nice wide splits, almost in a perfect line. So that's very, very nice. Very flexible in the legs, at least going out to the side. So that's good. He's a samurai, he's a ninja, so he should be very, very flexible. But yeah, so that seems to be it for play and display. And I think that's a really solid, very impressive set of articulation for this guy. For a 6 scale figure, you know, they're usually not the most highly articulated figures, you know, when you get to bigger scales. So I think Soso is doing a really, really nice job with making these like highly articulated in the scale that they're in. So this guy looks really, really good. So that's all of the articulation. Now let's see if we can get him into Super Samurai mode. So I'm gonna try to pop the head off. And again, I haven't watched any reviews on this, so hopefully this goes smoothly. I don't know how other people have done it, but I do know that the head is swappable, so I'm gonna try to take this one off. Okay, there we go. That wasn't too bad. So that came right off. So here is the head that was on the body just a minute ago. I popped it off, and then underneath you can see right here we have a nice giant ball peg that's sticking out of the neck, and you can kind of move that. Kind of looks like a toggle stick, right? You can move it like left to right and then front to back, and obviously like the neck kind of moves with it. And then you have like you can see the underlining neck piece right there. So you have like the solid white neck piece, and then the fabric comes up to about right there. And when you put the head on, all you're gonna see is like the fabric, so you won't see any of this. But that's just to show you like the internal engineering inside of the head and neck, how the ball peg kind of works. And there's probably a double ball peg, so there's probably another ball peg somewhere down here, like around like the neckline and the clavicle, that kind of work in conjunction with the top one, and then kind of gives that swivel, giving you a lot of that nice range in the head and neck. So we pop that off. Now let's see if we can get the vest armor off. Let's see here. Hopefully this goes well. Try to find some connection points. It would have been nice if they had included like some kind of instructions for this, but I think they kind of just assume that, you know, the customer can handle it, because they did show it off in the promo photos that he's able to, you know, transform and remove armor. So let's see if we can figure this out together. Let's see. So it seems like his armor is attached to the belt that's currently on the body. So I'm just trying to see if there's a way I can maybe unfasten it from the belt. Let's see. Let's see here. Gotta be careful. Definitely don't want to damage the figure, but I'm trying to see if I can maybe unclip the armor from the belt. Maybe that'll work. Let's see. I should have asked the homie ThatMetroMania how he did it, because he does have this figure and he was able to get it into Super Samurai mode. I remember when we were talking, he mentioned that. But I remember he told me that he doesn't particularly like the Super Samurai mode look, so I think he prefers to keep it armored up, which is understandable. And I also find it interesting that this is one of the only Ranger figures, or like Rangers I can think of, that loses armor when he goes into like his super mode. Like most Rangers, when they go into like their super mode, they get more armor. They like armor up. But this guy actually loses armor, so that's interesting. I thought that was a nice kind of like, you know, difference for the Samurai Ranger. He's like, you know what? I'm finna take the armor off and just just show you how dope I can be with no armor on. Take it right down to the suit. Yeah, this belt, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know how I'm going to remove this armor. Let's see. Maybe if I pull up on it. Oh, okay. Okay, we might be working with some. Oh, okay, yeah. So I guess, so you have to pull the head off, and then I guess you pull up on the armor, and it kind of slides up the body. But then I don't know how you're gonna get it past a certain point though, because the arms are gonna be in the way, and the belt is still attached. So there has to be some way to remove it from the belt, or maybe unfasten. Let's see, because we do have a little clip back here on the side. Let's see. You guys can see right here. Sorry, I've had him off of camera so long, but basically he has like a little clip on his belt, kind of like in the back here, like right by the armor. So I'm trying to see if maybe that will help loosen it up so that we can get it off a little bit easier. Let's see. Any connection points or anything? Let's see. How do we get you off? Let's see. Okay, it's into there. Yeah, this is a tricky one for sure. I have a feeling the video is gonna cut before I figure out how to get this guy into Super Samurai mode. But let's see. See if I can move this up. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's see. Oh, okay, there. Okay, so it kind of just, I guess I finally forced it out of, I forced it to where the belt finally came apart. So this is the armor piece with the belt, you know, released from the body, unattached from the body now. So you can see the clip right here in the back that I was talking about, and then you have like this piece of the belt in the front that I guess you can, as I just basically kept sliding the armor like up the body, and then eventually like this gave way, so this part of the belt, you know, got unfastened from the clip, and then it just all came off as one piece. So there is that. Now you can see the armor piece, you know, all by itself off of the body, and that's how it looks from the inside. It's all gold, and then you even have like the holster still attached. All right, so here is the body without the armor in Super Samurai mode. So now you can see the full symbol underneath, which kind of looks like almost like a phoenix. Reminds me of like the phoenix symbol from X-Men. Kind of looks like a bird, but yeah, so there is the underlying body with no armor for Super Samurai mode. So booyah, there you have it. Now let's see if we can get the alternate head on. So you pop this. Oops, mix it up with the normal head. Alright, so here is the Super Samurai mode head. Let's pop that on. Let's see, pop that on. Get on the body, come on. See if we can get it in there. A little tough to pop it on. I don't want to force it on there. Let's see. Okay, wait, did I get it on? I think I got it on, let's see. Still feels a little bit loose, but I don't think it's on all the way. Let's see. Maybe it is, I don't know. Let's see, I'm gonna push it down just a little bit further. Cause yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be that loose. Let's see. Get it down further. I guess it's on there. Definitely feels loose though, like it's not on all the way. Okay. Let's see. Well, I can't tell if I have it on all the way, but anyways, this is what I got so far. This is how he looks with the Super Samurai mode helmet on. Let's see if I can straighten him out to where he's standing. Yeah. The only reason I question if it's on all the way is because the top of his head still feels like a bit loose, like it kind of moves too easily on the ball peg, and I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to feel like that. And I also feel like his neck is a little bit long right now, but that might just be like the illusion because he doesn't have any armor on anymore. But yeah, I feel like that's a little bit odd. It doesn't feel like it's down all the way on the ball peg, but at the same time, it feels like I can't push it down any further. So maybe it's meant to be a little bit looser than the original head sculpt. I don't know. Probably have to figure that out, honestly. I need some time to kind of, play around with this guy and see what I can do. So I'm gonna stop the video here, y'all. This will be part 1. And then again, I'm gonna mess around with him, see if I can maybe get that head on a little bit tighter, and I'll try to get that alternate belt on him as well. And so when we go back into part 2, I will show you what that looks like. All right. So I will see y'all in the next part. So see you then. Peace.